So what the CBO is doing when they score it this way is they are saying extending tax cuts that already exist creates additional deficit spending as a result of revenue cuts when it's not. It's actually neutral because nothing is changing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense if you don't think about it. So the argument here apparently is that you cannot add the cost of tax cuts to the new big beautiful budget bill because the tax cuts already exist. Except what you're missing is when they passed the Trump Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in 2017, they applied a score to that. They said these tax cuts that are going to last for this many years are going to cost this much money. And you say nothing is changing, but it is changing because they're not ending, which means you are extending the time you are implementing tax cuts, which means further revenue loss. The prior score was based on how long the tax cuts would be in place. Obviously, the amount of time you cut revenue adds to the amount of revenue you cut. This is not a complicated matter. Like this is easy. I'll make it real simple for you. If you spend $100 a month for a year, you spend $1,200. If you spend $100 a month for 2 years, you spend $2,400. And you can say, well, nothing's changed. I'm still just spending $100 a month. Yeah. But now after 2 years, you've spent twice as much as you would have spent in 1 year. Why is this so complicated? I have no idea. That and the fact that there's maybe 6 people on the planet that believe this does not add to the deficit. It absolutely does. Plus, there's additional tax cuts in the bill beyond what already exists. And you say we're going to have a budget surplus because of this bill, which I haven't heard anybody say that. But, if you cut $2 trillion from the budget and you have a $2 trillion budget deficit, that doesn't mean you have a budget surplus because the $2 trillion in cuts to the budget occur over 10 years. And the $2 trillion deficit is every year. Again, money over time. Money over time. Now, the argument from the administration is that the tax cuts will increase revenue so much that we'll end up with a surplus. The problem with that is we have been told that since the Reagan administration, and it has never happened, not one time ever, not even close, where cutting taxes ended up with a budget surplus. That's never once happened. And they'll say, oh, we cut taxes under the Trump administration and revenue went up. Revenue goes up every year. It's called inflation. You can't just attribute that to tax cuts. How much would it have gone up if the tax cuts hadn't been there? There has never been a world, and there will never be a world, where cutting taxes means increased revenue and budget surpluses. It's never been a thing, and it's never going to be a thing. Thanks.